Alright, we got it. Got it, Tai Evo. There we go.
I am evil, thank you.
Everything is easy when you're evil. And so we have an in-game chat channel, guys. By the way, it looks like we're just waiting for one more player to get in to the game here, and it will be good. But if you guys want to join the get the raid call, guys. Maloko dude put a post in the chat about it. You guys should get on the DominateDominion raid call. It's if you guys used to play World of Warcraft and you just say hang around Ventrilo and stuff like that, raid call's a lot like that. It has multiple channels and things. It's got a nice interface. It supports text between people as well, and there's just a bunch of people in there. And the more people that hang around that raid call, the better. Because raid call's good. I was like skeptical about it because I'm like, oh man, really a voice chat? What? Who's gonna use that? And then I started using it, and I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. You can go from channel to channel in there, talk to different people. People have games going in different channels and things like that. It's just great. I like it. You idle in there and sometimes find people. It's great for stalking. Oh, well, okay, that's interesting. So tell you
We're
what,
on a
Sage.
Twitch Bunch page. Oh my
percent
goodness.
hype, guys. I want to see percent hype. Shout out to
Hello,
Twitch TV,
Twitch
by the way,
people.
for Twitch TV being basically the best damn website for streaming video, just period.
We love them.
Like we've been using them since our first ever tournament. So I'm really happy that we're still broadcasting there because they're great. Now this is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 56. And we've been doing a whole lot of these, and we haven't missed a week yet, so it's pretty awesome. This is going to be the round of 4 game. We're following Clueless into the next round, where they have won all the way up to here. Now, we have an in-game chat channel. If you want to join us, it is Dominate Dominion. Let them know, Evolution, that we are already in the chat there. We have an in-game chat channel right here. If you want to join, you can go to the lower right-hand corner, click the View Chat Rooms control panel. In this, you type in Dominate Dominion, and then you hit enter, and it'll put you over here with us. If this chat room is full, we have a second chat room. The official Dominate Dominion 2 chat room is also ours, and we hang out over there. Now looking at the champ select bands now. You got those posted in the chat, right, Generique? The chat bands were
I did. Do I still
thrown
have them?
down.
I think it was Kazakhs, Kassadin.
Well, hey, since you're looking at them, why don't you talk
Jason
about
Italy.
the chat bands? There are 10 bands in this tournament. We do extra bands here. There are 10 instead of 6. We get 6 here at the champ select screen, and in the pre-game lobby before the game starts, we do 4 extra ones. So why don't you talk about what those 4 chat bands are?
Okay, so 4 chat bans happen in the pre-champion select lobby. And that's just because on Dominion there's a lot of champions that are really strong, kind of overbearing and difficult to deal with. We might see some changes with the champion, not specific champion balancing that happens. Right now, they're very much needed to kind of help even out the teams to make the games a little bit more competitive. We usually see a lot of the same champions that get banned every single round, but they're there, the players like them, and they make Dominion a good time. Dominion's a really good time even without them, but they make it even more fun and even more competitive.
Okay. Let me do the these ones. You do these bands. I want to talk about the champ picks.
Okay,
this time.
sure. So let's talk about why they're banned. So Kassadin was the first ban. Kassadin is broken overpowered on this map. His mobility is really strong. He's got a silence, he's got a slow. When he goes in and engages on you, there's no getting away. There's no retribution against Kassadin. He's so hard to deal with. You need some great coordinated CC from your own team to kind of take him down, and that's just too much. No team wants to deal with that. Kazakhs is kind of like the AD version of Kassadin. He also has a lot of mobility, but he's got some really high damage as well. He's got his resets on his leap too if he gets the kill, so he's really hard to pin down. His stealth makes him difficult to pin down in team fights. And his sustain's also fairly decent for what he has. Jace is probably the single strongest hyper carry on Dominion. His W increases the damage of his auto attacks to 140% at max attack speed, max strength W. So what a lot of Jaces do is they'll build an Infinity Edge on him, and I think they do something ridiculous like 325% damage crits just with that. You see him just shoot through targets with 1k damage hits at max attack speed, which is not fair. His poke, long range poke, is really strong. His early game is also really strong too. If you try and get into space, he has a knockback for percent health damage. He's just so nasty. And then their other chat band, Nidalee, she's got a lot of long range poke. Her traps turn anyone to glass. It's a free Last Whisper and a free Void Staff for her team if anyone steps on them. And it's also 12 seconds of vision in the jungle. And 12 seconds is an eternity. And it makes movement in the jungle very dangerous and very difficult. And the only way to get rid of Nidalee's traps is to step on them. So even if you see them there, there's just no dealing with them unless you step on them or wait for the 4 minutes it takes for them to go away.
New meta, Morgana support?
Maybe?
Maybe.
What? I don't know.
Use the black shield to run over the thing. That's what I was getting at.
That's true. That could help out. And then the other bans in the non-champion select, the official bans, we have Elise, who is banned. Elise is very scary. She's a spider. She's really nasty against anyone who's melee because of her percent health damage. She has got a really strong kit overall for all Dominion. She's also very tanky, long range stun, just really difficult to deal with. Wukong is an extremely powerful tanky DPS champion. He's one of my favorites. He has a lot of innate tankiness with his passive. He's got an area of effect knockout that makes him excellent for team fights. And he also has an armor shred that he can use for his own team that his other teammates or AD can take advantage of. And finally, he's really difficult to pin down thanks to his clone, which makes him just really obnoxious. Kayle is a really strong bot laner. She scales so well with items, and she also offers a lot of utility to the team on top of that. 3 seconds of invulnerability is really difficult for anyone to deal with. She has a really strong slow, she has a movement speed boost, and great wave clear with her Righteous Fury. And Teemo is also banned because he has a lot of jungle control, kind of like with Nidalee. His traps can be cleared by things like the Hextech Sweeper, but he still offers a lot of jungle control to his team. You step on one of his shrooms, you have an AoE like 700 damage nuke late game, which is just not something you want to have to deal with. He has a blind that makes all of your melee and ranged champions cry, and his poison is just really mean too. Not so much there for the team fights, but he's there for the jungle control, which is invaluable and really helps out his team on Dominion. Lulu we see banned because she's probably one of the best supports on Dominion. Lulu herself is really difficult to pin down, so if you want to try and take her down, you just can't, because she's really fast, she's got a slow, she also has her ultimate. But on top of that, if you engage one of her teammates while she's around, she can increase their health by 300 to 600 base health, not even talking her AP ratios if she builds AP. And then she also has like a 230 damage prevention shield on top of that. So really difficult for her to deal with. She's a fantastic support. And of course, turning Vayne or Riven into a squirrel for 2.5 seconds is just hilarious. And then Amumu is our last ban. Amumu's a really strong tank. What sets him ahead of all the other tanks is his scaling. He offers a lot of teamfight presence like any other tank would, but he also has percent health damage that some tanks might lack. Great initiation, and just something that a lot of teams just don't want to have to deal with. So yeah, those are our bans.
And our picks are... I actually have no idea what's going on with these, because I'm seeing some champions that I don't regularly see here in this game. I'm going to go down and tell you why each one of them is good. Maybe someone in the chat can explain to me what's up with these comps. We are seeing Malphite. Malphite has an attack speed slow. He has an AoE airborne. He has good chase. Good character, durable, was probably the most popular tank in Dominion for about the first 20 weeks of this tournament. But now people are starting to use other things. Malphite is still always a really solid pick in this game mode. We're seeing Zyra, great damage, great zoning ability, great AoE. Those three things just stand out about her. They have so much control, it looks like. Zyra with the AoE, Malphite with the AoE, Sona AoE, stun there as well, and Talon, well he has sort of an AoE slow, but it's just a slow. So that's one thing. And his Talon's damage can be great. We're probably going to see Yorick in the bottom lane. I'm pretty sure Goldjet 30 is their bottom laner, if I remember correctly. So we'll see him down here. We'll see the other guys up top. And it looks like they're going to be really relying on Talon and Zyra for their damage. I wouldn't it wouldn't be too weird to see a little bit of fight items on Sona or Malphite, though, because in this, if you go pure tank in this game mode, it actually kind of hurts you a little bit, because if you get into a one-on-one engagement, you can't really deliver. So it's not uncommon to see Sona run Sheen, for example, or seeing Malphite run with a damage item because he has his, what do you call that? He has his Brutal Strikes, which is an AoE. So that's a good thing to have. On the other side, we're seeing a LeBlanc, and I love LeBlancs. LeBlancs
I love her too.
I am awful at LeBlanc. There's literally evidence of that on the internet. But LeBlanc is such a fun champion to play. I love seeing good players play LeBlanc. She's so cool.
Images.
LeBlanc's single target damage is great. She can take Talon for a walk and then snare him. She can take Talon and Zyra for a walk at the same time and snare them both. Just the ethereal chains from LeBlanc is like the most underrated thing on the planet, and seeing someone who knows how to use those well is really cool. Trundle, great sustain, great damage. Vayne, BB Pop, Vayne hype, man, that was crazy the last game that we got to see BB Pop in, and I'm looking here and I'm not seeing anyone that's really going to lock people down, though, for BB Pop. Last comp, BB Pop was able to take advantage of people getting locked up. And, okay, so we have Ro4 is their bottom laner, so we're going to see Nasus in the bottom lane. We don't see a lot of Nasus. People used to say Nasus was not so good. And, like, no, actually, Nasus is fine. You can only use him in certain circumstances, though.
Beef Jerky Hunter is a no Nasus player. All he ever plays is Nasus, and he's proven that Nasus can work at any elo. Yeah. Miasma Kablam wanted me to mention that Team Clueless is running the same comp that they were running last time, where it's kind of like a project the carry comp, except they have two carries of Cassiopeia and Vayne. But this time they're doing it with Trundle as before, Trundle with Vayne and Trundle with Cassiopeia. We saw it work out for them last game against one of the best teams in Dominion, so it'll probably work out again this time too.
I just want to see LeBlanc take someone for a walk. It makes me happy.
I actually own all of LeBlanc's skins too. That's just how much I love them.
I do need to make that SPG Neo style Dying Dominions gif. I don't know how to make gifs yet. Anyway, I need to learn, because that gif is mad hype. Looking at the champ select, or not the champ, the loading screen here. Let's go ahead and introduce these two teams. This is going to be the round of 4 game. This is semifinals. Whoever wins this goes on to the finals. This is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 56. We have Clueless on the bottom. We have Half-Hard playing as LeBlanc, Science playing as Trundle, BB Pop playing as Vayne, Taeyeon playing as Cassiopeia, and Ro4 playing as Nasus. I am one half of your casters for this tournament. I am Gandair, and casting with me is
Genericke. On Team FatMii Too Heavy, we have FatMii playing Malphite, Z Shogun playing Zyra, Goldjet30 playing Yorick, Evolution playing Talon, and Moral Sinestro playing Arcade Sona.
Arcade Sona looks so happy. Literally the happiest skin I have ever seen.
Well, she's playing video games. How can he not be happy?
I'm just saying, why is her fight stick over there? That's the only thing that's ever driven me crazy about that skin. Like, Sona, that's not how you fight stick. Alright, in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see who you think is going to die first. Which champion do you think is going to be the first one to die? I want to know what you think in the chat, guys. I want to say thanks everybody for watching. This is our 56th consecutive week of running this tournament. It's real cool that you guys are coming and hanging out with us today. We do this every single week. Make sure to follow the Twitch page. Click the button down there, and let you know when we go live. We do some other streaming during the week, not just this tournament alone. If you want to see past videos of the tournament, you can go to the past broadcast page here on this Twitch channel, or you can go to youtube.com/FatoClan and see the individual game VODs that I have put together over there. Everything's nice and playlisted over on the YouTube channel too, so if you want to go and search through particular games or events, you can do that as well. And at DominateDom is the Twitter for Dominate Dominion. That's the official Twitter. And my gaming clan's Twitter is at VatoClan. Let's take a look at those starting items. I think I've held them back away from you for long enough there. We're seeing Boots Prospector's items. We're seeing a... What is Trundle building? What is that? What uses those?
I haven't seen. He might be rushing a Aegis, maybe? I'm not entirely sure.
We will learn this together, guys. Both teams heading up to the top.
Following, we have Yorick versus Nasus. Something that's interesting is that Yorick beats Nasus early on, but Nasus eventually is going to scale really crazy, especially from 3 Qs off of Yorick's schools.
Nasus also is great at pushing lanes with Spirit Fire, by the way. If you max Spirit Fire early, then you can really get competitive with some of the other people that like to push minions. A little bit of poke going on back and forth up here at the top.
Lots of damage on Moral Sinestral coming down from Cassiopeia and LeBlanc. We do see Zyra trying to come down with the plant, however, they do manage to explode it very quickly. A little bit of poke coming down from Sona, but they are managing to zone FatMii to away from the turret. Half-Hearted comes in. Bebop is trying to get down with Evolution, who got stunned. We do see the Condemn come down, and Cassiopeia goes down first, followed by Trundle and then Talon. We see FatMii chasing down Half-Hearted and Bebop, however, FatMii gets hit by a snare. Bebop gets hit by a plant, however, and Half-Hearted is a bit of damage from that. Moral Sinestral is managing to capture the turret for their team, however. Taeyeon wasn't quite able to stop them. We saw some great zoning from FatMii and Z-Shogun trying to keep them away from the turret. Lots of damage coming down to Zyra, and they are going to try and get this turret neutralized. However, Sona and Malphite have revived, so they will be able to come back up and reinforce this point.
Windmill under control, currently there, and that's pretty quick for a windmill fight. Windmill fights usually tend to get a little bit drawn out there, but not this time.
Thing. It's like Clueless. This is the first time we've seen them not win the windmill right off the bat.
Let's just go ahead and cue that Yorick Ghost right there. LeBlanc poking around. Malphite finds LeBlanc. Malphite can do a lot of damage to LeBlanc. LeBlanc is one of the softest champions in the game. She is not terribly durable, but she makes up for that in trickery. They're finding Moral Sinistral right there, putting a lot of damage on Sona right away there. And Nasus even coming up from the bottom, seeing if maybe he could help out there, but the fight moved a little bit too far north. LeBlanc heading down to the bottom. Looks like they might be making a play for Yorick down there. Bebop trying to secure the Storm Relic in the middle of the map. They don't want Bebop to get it, and they're not going to be able to stop that from happening. That damage there from Malphite absorbed by the Relic Shield from its, what's that called? The damage shield that the Storm Shield gives. Eating that.
We saw a great gank down here bot lane from Half-Hearted on LeBlanc. They did manage to take down Yorick very quickly and decisively, however, Yorick does have revive. Looks like Half-Hearted is going in again, but he doesn't manage to land his chains. He gets a little bit of harass off with the Sigil of Silence, but isn't quite able to take him down. We do see Cassiopeia and Trundle getting cut out by Zyra and Talon. Bebop right now also having a bit of a disagreement with Talon, but is able to get away safely.
Half-Hearted's, that's a little scary right there, has distortion away, does not want to get ate by Talon there, and is barely able to get back away. Vayne wisely falling back to the drill right here, wants to hang out and wait for her teammates to arrive. Ro4 down the bottom lane, he's got those being pushed up there, and look at that, Spirit Fire, 4 ranks in that, going for that Spirit Fire first, maxing that out to try and get the minions down as quick as possible. Really increases pushing power and making competitive with Yorick down there.
Really helps in the early game too. Yorick is also one of the strongest pushers in the game, so Nasus being able to counter push with the Spirit Fire. Even if he can't quite stack his Q with it, he's still getting a lot of gold, a lot of last hits with it. Helps him out. We do see right now they're trying to find each other in the jungle. FatMii has some great control right now. Taeyeon and Bebop are very visible, as well as Half-Hearted and now Science. So it looks like FatMii has a bit of the advantage right here. Science is going to try and neutralize the point with the minions. The minions are going to be able to take a decent chunk out of that Nexus health. It looks like they will be able to stop it though before anything too crazy happens for them.
And Zyra and Talon have a lot of AoE that they can use to just really suppress minions on towers and be really good at having the ability to clear those away. They're feeding some more minions into it. They just need to chip it down a little bit more, and I think that's what they're looking for before they start a fight, because they know that with Sona and Malphite there, they're going to be able to live for a really long time if they get into a disagreement on a point. Down the bottom lane, Ro4 is able to take down Yorick. Sona's speeding on her way down there to try and interrupt that. Defensive Garrison has to be used over here to heal this tower, because it's a 4v3 right now if they decide to pick this fight.
FatMii still has their 3 points, which I'm very impressed with, despite the fact that Yorick went down. But I think that Nasus is going to become very problematic, and that might be able to tip the fight in Clueless' favor. See, Evolution right now duking it out with Bebop. Gets Bebop really low, but isn't quite able to take her down. See Cassiopeia ult, but doesn't manage to connect with anything, and she does get snared by Zyra. However, Half-Hearted is backdooring. gets caught out by Sona, but does manage to put out a lot of damage onto her. They do manage to stop Half-Hearted from capturing the turret, however. Evolution's chasing her down, gets exhausted, however. And Ro4 is here to kind of back them up and reinforce them.
And Sona gets a free trip back to the summoner platform. Ro4 is going to try and resume the capture here, but he really can't do anything on that with Malphite and Talon over there. Gold Jet coming up from the bottom right now, and up at the top, it's just everyone on Zyra. And they just need the right angle to engage right here. There we go. Forcing Zyra back away from the rest of the team so that Zyra can't put down that AoE damage. Going to turn that around. Looks like they're going to get the full cap on that very easily. And they're going to secure that extra 10% damage buff for their team as well, which can be really helpful coming into the next phase of the game here. The thing is are they going to be able to defend this? Looks like Cassiope is going for a recall right now, and they have all of the opposite team heading up towards the top right now. And Vayne going for the recall too. That's going to make a little bit of an imbalanced engagement up at the top if anything starts to happen up there. Ro4 getting chased away. LeBlanc, no Malphite. You're not allowed. That is LeBlanc's Nasus. You cannot have him.
Getting interesting engagement because we saw Ro4 use his ult trying to get Yorick away. Yorick did manage to get away and Malphite was able to reinforce him. However, LeBlanc was there to make sure that Malphite also didn't go down. You see a bit of competition right now for the Storm Shield Relic. Cassiopeia is able to zone Sona away from taking it, and Half-Hearted is here to reinforce him.
Uh-oh, Half-Hearted, I'm scared for you, man. That's, uh-oh.
Oh, gets caught by the Stower, but I don't think they know.
A little bit of damage on just Shogun there.
We do see right now that Team Clueless has a lot of jungle control now. It's very much in their favor. They have their 3 points, and I think they're going to be able to overcome the point disadvantage that they have right now.
Uh-oh. They're making a play for the drill right now. They're going up to respond to minions up here at the windmill right now, so they're doing a 4-man push straight over for the drill. However, in the bottom lane, they have LeBlanc and Nasus fighting with Yorick there. And it looks like LeBlanc's pulling from the bottom lane, heading up towards the drill, and I'm not sure how this is going to go. They have Zyra right there waiting to spring the trap on him. Snare is down now, however, and Vayne get a counter by going straight across to the refinery instead. You see the 4-man just moving across in a straight line, heading over towards the opposite side now. Now they're being chased out. Talon tries to break off for the windmill. It looks like he might get up that direction. Vayne does get the neutral off on the point, kills the plant. 5 gold a plant. He's going to get rich that way. Someone's throwing down the stun. Malphite is dead. Evolution running away right there, but nope, we can see BB Pop interception right there in the middle of the map.
We see Morosa Maestro coming in, manages to take down Cassiopeia. B-Pop right now is chasing down Z Shogun, who puts a lot of damage onto B-Pop. However, is not quite able to. Morosa Maestro dueling it out with Half-Hearted, but isn't quite able to take her down. It looks like B-Pop is going to try and chase down.
Oh, the barrier, son! You saw that
awesome
right there! Even if Sona had managed to get an extra hit off, the barrier would have eaten it, and Vayne would have managed to live. That was a good play.
Awesome. It's very rare to see barrier on Dominion, but I think B-Pop is making a very good use of it. It's got a fairly short cooldown for a summoner spell, and in some cases it can be more useful than, say, an ignite or a flash.
Points getting captured on the left and right sides of the map. Looks like the drill and the refiner are both getting picked back up again. Bottom point still neutral. Looks like they're going to have to use Moral Sinistral to be able to get that. Ro4 is keeping Yorick away from the point. LeBlanc in the middle of the map looking for somebody to shoot. Don't shoot that. Shoot that. LeBlanc goes for it. Does a little bit of damage right there. Blinks on out. Good hit in. Did use the Mimic Sigil though, but short cooldown. We'll have that again shortly. Nasus dead in the bottom lane though. They're going to have to keep that from getting captured. Nasus has his revive. He is on the way down right now. LeBlanc alive. And LeBlanc actually is going to be just enough of a deterrent to make them not want to push that. That's pretty cool. Cassiopeia in the middle of the map could be bad for her.
Beautiful
nice stun!
Manages to explode Sona and Zyra. Awesome counter engagement from Taeyin with that Cassiopeia. B-Pop getting the kill on Talon.
Stun into True Silver Bolt proc damage. There you go.
That's nasty. We do see Half-Hearted moving in on LeBlanc, coming down to try and gank Yorick. Gets some decent damage on him, but isn't quite able to put enough down yet. Looks like she's going to back off and go for the mid point.
And Science getting chased away by Malphite over there. Ro4 at the bottom lane, still mopping up these minions, pushing them, just feeding them into the tower to push it closer to neutral. And you see him camping right down here in between the minion spawn and the lane itself. He's doing that so that his minions get as much time to chip away at the tower as they can. That's pretty cool. LeBlanc's coming around from the back. Who is she looking for? She's looking for Talon right there. Tries to dash out. Vision goes off, though. LeBlanc gets a free trip back to the summoner platform. Half-Hearted immediately pops his revive to start getting back into the fight. Trundle deters them a little bit with that pillar. Great slow right there. Great position to put that in. Vayne in the back, looking for somewhere to engage. Defensive Garrison does go down on the tower. Vayne sticking her head out, but every time she does, someone responds, moves in her direction. LeBlanc alive again. Gonna get up there. And LeBlanc going around from the back. Vayne and LeBlanc so fragile and so isolated from the rest of the team. There's the airborne into stun.
And Sonal going down on the Cassiopeia. And Trundle. Gonna just take them down. Evolution, exploding Vayne. And FatMii and Moral Sinestro right now trying to take down Half-Hearted. Looks like Evolution is going to take a lot of damage from LeBlanc, but isn't quite able to. And they get the clean up. But Taeyeon has popped his revive. Vayne and Trundle popped their revive. They're coming down. We see the Cassiopeia come down. However, Evolution silences her. Goes down to the Cassiopeia poison. Looks like the Moral Sinestro is also going to go down on cast poison. And we see Science and Bebop coming in to reinforce. And Malphite also goes down. Taeyeon living with 3 slivers of health.
Taeyeon saving that by being able to pick off those kills right there. And his teammates being able to come in and help him clean that up. Good play up there at the windmill. Great Malphite ult into Sona combo, though, to start that fight off.
Both teams did so well, and had Clueless not had their revives, FatMii would have had a clean top lane for them. It would have been really easy. But thankfully, Team Clueless they had their 3 revives that they were able to use, and they were able to respawn and take the top lane back again for them.
This is one of the things that makes Nasus so good at pushing down here in the bottom lane. Nasus with the Ravenous Hydra down there gives him a lot more sustain on top of him already having that Siphoning Strike, and gives him even more minion clear down there in that bottom lane. I really like that build and the way that's become a little bit more popular. Talon going for the drill on the opposite end of the map. Looks like LeBlanc and Nasus should have Yorick under control over there. And 3v3 on this side of the map. Malphite taking a lot of damage right there. It looks like he's going to get taken down, gets a free trip back to the summoner platform. They're going to turn around and turn their attention to Talon right now. Talon is stealth, though, has the cast poison on, vision on. Are they going to be able to get there fast enough? I don't know. We're just looking for one pillar from Science in order to be able to slow them enough. Nope, not going to be able to connect, unfortunately. Talon is going to be able to escape. BB Pop decides that he doesn't like the Rainforest anymore. Has the exhaust on him. It looks like, yep, going to connect with the Condemn anyway and take down Vayne.
Beautiful fight that happened at that midpoint there. See a little bit more fight going on right now between Yorick and LeBlanc and Malphite. They do have the slow on Half-Hearted, managed to take him down, and they're going to get their bot lane back.
And with all the people down there in the bottom lane, they were able to pick up the windmill with the amount of resources they had committed down there to the boneyard, or the quarry, the one was left down there. They were able to use that time to get the windmill back. The boneyard's on the right, quarry's on the left, I think.
I'm pretty sure,
those
yeah.
two wrong. Ro4's really giving Yorick a run for his money down here in the bottom lane. Yorick, one of the stronger bottom laners there, but Nasus is just determined to throw down. His health's getting lower and lower. He does not have his ultimate available to him right now, however, unfortunately.
Still going to be a minute, but I'm not sure if Yorick knows that. Looks like Ro4 is going to go back, and I don't think Goldjet is quite aware. So Ro4 is going to come back with full health and be able to deal with that. See lots of Clueless versus FatMii trying to find each other in the jungle, but not quite able to right now. However, Half-Hearted comes down, tries to gank Yorick. Doesn't hit her with the ult chains, but she does have her blink, so she's able to get away safely. See Evolution getting caught down by LeBlanc. She manages to get double silence on him. However, Evolution was able to unsilence just in time to take down Half-Hearted. We see Bebop come down. The Sonal goes down on Science. Science goes down. Z Shogun still alive. Ro4 right now getting picked off by Yorick and FatMii. However, Bebop is coming back into the fight, getting turned up by FatMii a bit. Cassiopeia comes in with a little bit more damage. Nasus goes down thanks to Yorick. You see Taeyeon still going at it with FatMii. Evolution also giving chase.
Oh.
We see the Malphite come down. Beautiful pickup, and they managed to take her down. Leaving only Bebop to defend this turret 1v4. We even see an aggressive Garrison go down. And Evolution picks up the kill on Vayne. They're going after Half-Hearted now. However, Half-Hearted has Distortion, is able to get away. Evolution's like, nope, you're not getting away from me. Manages to catch her. The Malphite slow goes down. It looks like Half-Hearted might go down. Nope. I'm wrong.
Nope.
Managed
Half-Hearted took
away.
Malphite for a walk. Pillar says, no, you're not allowed. Talon going to start retreating up towards the top point right there, as Science is hanging out. Ro4 down in the bottom, seems to be doing okay. Has Yorick pushed back against the tower there, taking a lot of damage. Has popped the ultimate, though. And is he going to make a play off this? He's only got a few seconds to do it if he's going for it. But no, looks like he's just going to feed the minions to it, just using it to heal up, it looks like. And he's going to go ahead and back off from down there.
I was really impressed with that team fight for FatMii 2 Heavy. They were at a huge disadvantage, but they're able to take it back. They have 3 points now. Taeyeon right now trying to neutralize it. Science also trying to zone Ro4 Sinestro and FatMii away from Taeyeon, but isn't quite able to. Beautiful ult from Cassiopeia, managing to take down Evolution. Vayne survives, takes him down as well. We see the zone ult go down, but she gets condemned right into the wall. And FatMii is going to add to the combined efforts of Taeyeon and Bebop.
Yorick able to delay a very long time with that Omen of Death right there. Not sure if they even needed Zyra down there, but Zyra is definitely making sure that they 100% don't get a chance to push for that tower for the time being. And uh-oh, LeBlanc, a lot of damage going out right there. However, Zyra can kill Nasus. Nasus gets too close, but the time that Zyra is spending to try and get in the range of Nasus is just more time that LeBlanc got to DPS for free there. And now Yorick is back in the bottom lane. He has a little bit of help here. He's got another guy from his team hanging out. Science turn around, tagging that speed shrine, and nope, he's going to turn around as well. Up at the top, though, they didn't leave anybody up there. Vayne on her way up as quick as she can. Vayne does arrive and has to defend this point there. The vision goes down. They are able to see Evolution right there. The Airborne connects with Cassiopeia, but not Bebop. Bebop still not crowd controlled, and this could be bad. The pillar goes down. Great pillar by Science, slowing them down so Bebop can start to close the gap. Gats Sona down. Sona free trip to the summoner platform. Now starting to unload on the tank there, and Bebop able to keep them back with that condemned, start chipping away. Z-Shogun, the last one alive right there, does get the kill on Vayne, but Trundle is just whacking away at Zyra right now. And it looks like even he is going to be forced back. Throws down the pillar to try and escape now, and now he has to try and defend the tower by himself up at the top.
Looks like bot lane, Yorick was actually able to neutralize it. Half-Hearted and Nasus were able to take him down. It looks like Nasus is going to make a play for the bot lane point. However, FatMii is obviously going to respond to it in time. It looks like FatMii is going to be able to get the neutralize. Oh, not quite. Trundle was able to stall a little bit longer, but now they'll get the neutralize. The Taeyeon is coming in to try and respond and try and delay. Does manage to connect with Evolution, but the minions are going to come by and secure the point for them. And FatMii 2 Heavy has the windmill again.
Oh, Taeyeon looking to catch a stealth Talon with the stun, but Talon went the exact opposite direction, so the stun did not connect anything. Taeyeon was looking for the stealth stun into AoE and kill him, but did not connect. And oh, Moral Sinistral's got to connect with the stun right there, though. However, Talon was just barely not close enough to follow up with that.
Oh, awesome job from Bebop taking down both Sona and Talon. Taeyeon very low, but able to survive through that fight and help Vayne neutralize and recap the point for Team Clueless. We do see Yorick right now making a play for the bot lane. It looks like Nasus just recently went down. He'll probably be able to get the neutralize off, but it's going to be a duel in between him, Zyra, Nasus, and Half-Hearted on LeBlanc. We see the Zyra ult come down, manages to catch both Ro4 and Half-Hearted in it. Over Bebop and Taeyeon are both coming down to respond to it. Nasus does go down to Zyra and Yorick, however, Yorick goes down to Taeyeon and sustained damage. Bebop and Half-Hearted very low, getting zoned from the fight. We do see the turret go into FatMii 2 Heavy's favor, getting hit by both Zyra and FatMii. Very good job. Managed to zone him away. Right now Ro4 is trying to go back, stealth back. Very good job from Team FatMii on getting this point for them.
They're going to have to regroup if they're going to take that Boneyard back. Up at the top is Trundle and Talon in there, both spotting to make sure that the top does not really go anywhere. As long as you have one person per team up there at the windmill, it just kind of stays stalemate unless one can really burst down the other one. And neither one of these two champions has that ability. Talon has a lot of burst, but Trundle will live through it. And LeBlanc in the middle of the map, throwing out the mimicked ethereal chains right there. Has to dash away. It takes Talon for a walk, though. Talon does get snared. The vision reveals what's going on right there. The pillar slows. Evolution getting beat up by Trundle, able to get a ton of damage in on Taeyeon, though. Taeyeon gets picked up by Moral Sinistral with the power cord there, and now Science doesn't even get the kill on Z-Shogun. Moral Sinistral saving that.
That was awesome. Beautiful ult from both Zyra and Soda, managing to stop them. But Taeyun is coming in. Looks like Taeyun revive, able to stop both Sinestrom and Z-Shogun from getting the point, zoning them away from it. And now that Half-Hearted is here on the Blanc, they're going to get the pick-up kill onto Sona and Zyra. Lots of damage taken to do that, though, but they do manage to keep their points secure.
Goldjet is going to defeat Ro4. Omen is going to wear out pretty soon, though, unfortunately. So he's going to go ahead and recall. Vayne is going to get the Boneyard back. And on the opposite side of the map, Science chasing Evolution down under the tower. Vision goes off. The click effect goes off. He has activated the Youmuu's right there, able to help him kill Talon as well. They have a lot of minions here. They're going to get a free neutral. No! I said no. That's what Garrison says when I try to make a claim.
I hate it when the players make us casters look so foolish.
I know, man.
Every now and then I'm like, they're gonna kill them. Oh no.
Safety Garrison.
Oh, no.
Goldjet in the bottom lane. Things look okay. Middle of the map right here. Oh, great stun! Cassiopeia over the wall, absolutely destroying Zyra. Zyra does not have revive available, so this is going to make a very lopsided fight if they want to push for it.
Right now, FatMii's in a really dangerous position. We see them with a lot of jungle control for Clueless. Evolution looks like it's going to get picked off by both Science and B-Pop. We see the stealth protection go down, and Vayne's damage is too crazy, and Evolution just explodes. Bot lane, we see a bit of a fight in between FatMii, Ro4, and Half-Hearted. FatMii does go down to the combined efforts of Half-Hearted and Ro4.
BB-Pop zoning people back a little bit right here. Malphite taking some damage, taking a lot of damage there. Actually, Z-Shogun in an icky spot. Doesn't really have a retreat path. Sona comes around from the back to try and get BB-Pop, but Vayne and Cassiopeia have that under control. Z-Shogun gets a free trip back to the Sona platform. Evolution, back from his most recent death, might be able to clean this. No, he can't clean anything up. Vayne is so dirty, not even all the Windex can clean that up. And that is game.
We saw them surrender. They didn't even
That's
finish it.
Never happened before.
I was gonna say, like, they're a bunch of 5 cap. But yeah, no, it ended with a 4 cap and a surrender from Team FatMii too heavy.
4.5 cap, bottom's neutral.
One thing I will say though, this is probably the best performance that we've seen against Team Clueless right now. Even the last team were pretty much a big deal. Got first place in the DominateDominion tournament for the past 2 weeks in a row. Got beaten like 230.
Guys, who wants to see damage dealt? Am I the only one that wants to see damage dealt?
I want to see it.
Everyone wants to see damage dealt. Let's take a look at damage dealt, and then we gotta get ready for the finals. The finals is a best of 3, so there are going to be 2, maybe 3 games to show you guys coming up here at the end of this game. So here are your final endgame builds. Man, that combo was crazy. Vayne Cassiopeia doing so much work right there. And I'm gonna tease you. Let's take a look at time spent dead first, because blow. Graveyard hero for this game is Talon. Graveyard anti-hero is Vayne. Vayne just did not like dying. What was Vayne's KDR that game? 15-4. So not quite the hey Feedsky PM to me. Like, oh hey, we have to give away $10 worth of RP in just a moment. All right, we can do that. Let's take a look at healing. Whoop. That sustain from Yorick, man. Significantly better than NASA sustain. And let's take a look at... Guys, all want to see damage dealt to champions. Well, Yorick's winning, guys. Winning by a lot. We are seeing 40, not even 40k from Vayne, though.
I know, I'm kind of surprised.
Looks like most of that damage was, actually, you know what that was? That was a lot of Cassiopeia damage into, what's her name cleaning up? Vayne.
LeBlanc?
Excuse me.
Vayne?
Yeah. Because they were teamed up a lot. Cassiopeia does dot-based damage, so she opens up early with the dots, and then, you know, Vayne with the blat, 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 someone dies, you know, 1, 2, 3, true shot proc. Vayne can blat, blat, blat too, guys. She's not... Jace is not the only champion that can blat, blat, blat. Alright, so, I'm gonna find out what the deal is with this, RP thing, And I will get back to you all in just a moment with that. Stay tuned. We do have the finals coming up. The finals is a best of 3 series. And if you guys want to follow the Twitch channel, if you're following the Twitch channel, you have a chance at winning $10 worth of RP. You can buy a skin. You can buy a champion. You can buy rune pages. How many of you guys need rune pages? I bet it's a lot of you. Get the rune page bundle. It's great.